What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm Warren Thompson, and right now Marvel Studios is making a lot of changes. And they're making these changes so the MCU can be better. And with that does come, unfortunately, some delays and possibly even some cancellations of some Disney Plus shows, possibly. And the Sony Spider-Man universe is also kind of connecting to the MCU now, with the latest trailer for Across the Spider-Verse referencing the events that happened in Spider-Man No Way Home in the MCU, possibly hinting at a crossover. In fact, according to some insiders, yes, we will see some of the Spider-Verse characters in Avengers Secret Wars. But with all of this happening, I thought it would be a good idea to go over every project that Marvel Studios and Sony has coming up, because there's been a lot of confusion lately with the delays and possible canceling of shows. Plus, we have some rumored Disney Plus special presentations and Disney Plus shows and movies coming up, so we'll talk about those as well. There's a lot. There's over 40 different projects that Marvel Studios and Sony have coming up. But first, for the comic book fans, I want to tell you about my buddies over at comicbookdirect.com. They have created a website and company that makes comic book shopping the easiest it can possibly be. They deliver comics straight to your door. You can get one-off comics, or you can sign up for an entire run and get a pretty big discount if you do so. And they'll ship the latest issue right to your door each week. They have the latest from Marvel if you're trying to keep up to date with all of the recent projects. They have the latest from DC as well. And it's an all-in-one shop for your comics. Everything that you need in one place. You can sign up for a membership to get free shipping and a mystery box each month. And the next 100 people to sign up get 20% off their first order using the link in the description down below. So we'll start with the Marvel Cinematic Universe and work our way to the Sony Spider-Verse. And I think a lot of people know about the most recent upcoming MCU movies. The next project that we have coming out for the MCU is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This is indeed going to be the last Guardians movie with this specific team. Not the last Guardians of the Galaxy movie ever, but the current team that we have right now in the MCU, it's the last movie for them. And James Gunn and most of the cast have already confirmed this. Be prepared for this movie as it comes out on May 5th, 2023, not that far from now. Then we have Secret Invasion after that, and the recent trailer showed us that this show looks to be pretty dang awesome. It's about Nick Fury, Maria Hill, Everett Ross, the Skrull Talos, and many other awesome characters fighting a Skrull resistance. The Skrull have infiltrated major and powerful organizations all around the world, threatening the world as we know it. And this is apparently going to be Nick Fury's final fight, but we'll wait and see on that one. Then, of course, we have Loki Season 2. Now, this was supposed to come out summer of 2023, and now it's looking like it's going to come out a little bit later in the summer, maybe just right after summer in 2023. And this is going to show us Loki and Owen Wilson's character Mobius following and hunting down Kang the Conqueror, trying to stop the huge multiversal war and ultimately the destruction of the universe. Then we have The Marvels, which is going to feature Captain Marvel, Kamala Khan as Miss Marvel, and Monica Rambeau. Now, not much is really known about this movie. What we know is that Carol Danvers, Kamala Khan, and Monica Rambeau begin swapping places with each other every time that they use their powers, and they must team up to determine why. And this comes out November 10th of 2023. Then we have the X-Men 97 animated series, right now currently scheduled for fall of 2023. In this series, the humans are actually going to be on the side of the mutants. So Magneto steps in and becomes the leader of the X-Men, trying to do right by Charles Xavier. However, Mr. Sinister has other plans. Then we have another animated series, What If Season 2, that is kind of up in the air right now. This could come out in 2023 or in 2024. We do not have a release date for this yet, but it's pretty much going to be exactly like the first season. Then we have the Echo series, and we don't have a release date for this yet either. It could come out this year towards the end or next year in 2024. This series will be about Maya Lopez, who we met in the Hawkeye series, and it will also feature Daredevil and Kingpin. Then we have the Ironheart series, which I've actually heard good things about recently, but we don't have an official release date for this yet either. Could be the end of this year or 2024. And this will follow Riri Williams, who we met in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, as she becomes Ironheart. The villain of this series will be the Hood, and it's been rumored that Mephisto could pop up in this series as well. Then we have Agatha Coven of Chaos, which I'm personally extremely excited for. We'll get to know a little bit more about Agatha Harkness, and it's said that Elizabeth Olsen will indeed cameo in this, as well as the Scarlet Witch. No official release date for this, but it will come in winter of 2023 or winter of 2024. Then we have Daredevil Born Again. Charlie Cox is returning as Daredevil / Matt Murdock, this time in the MCU. Vincent D'Onofrio will be returning to the MCU as well as Kingpin. Marvel has confirmed this will be 18 episodes long and will continue, much like the Netflix series, to be pretty violent. This is set to come out in early of 2024. Then we have Captain America New World Order. Now, sadly, William Hurt, who played Thunderbolt Ross, has passed away, so Harrison Ford is now playing Thunderbolt Ross in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And from what we know, he is going to be the president in Captain America New World Order and possibly even Hulk out as the Red Hulk. And we've heard that there are going to be some other iterations of Hulk in this film as well. It's also been said that this movie will set up the new Avengers team in the MCU. Then heavily connecting with this movie is going to be the Thunderbolts team, which is said to feature and introduce Sentry into the MCU. A big rumored plot of this is that they're going to be searching for adamantium, which is what the metal inside of Wolverine is made of. I've heard that this is the craziest script that Marvel has ever written, so I'm really excited about this one. Then we have Blade, which is currently set for September 6th of 2024. Now, we don't really know anything about this movie except it's going to star Mahershala Ali as Blade. They had to rewrite basically the entire movie because the first script was terrible. So really not much details are known about this, but it is going to be a major movie for the supernatural side of the MCU. Then of course we have Deadpool 3 featuring Ryan Reynolds and freaking Hugh Jackman returning as Wolverine now in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What we know is that Deadpool and Wolverine are basically going to be traveling the multiverse together in a joyride, a road trip between two best friends, and honestly, this is what we wanted. Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool and Hugh Jackman as Wolverine together, just fighting each other, fighting other people. We really don't care at this point because we got our wish of the two of them being together. This movie is said to have a lot of original X-Men cameos from the Fox franchise and ultimately end up in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Then we have Spider-Man Freshman Year. This does not have an official release date yet, but it is set for 2024. This animated series is going to follow Peter Parker on his way to becoming Spider-Man in the MCU, with a journey unlike we've ever seen and a style that celebrates the character's early comic book roots, according to Disney. So yes, this should be the same exact Peter Parker that is Tom Holland's Spider-Man in the MCU. This is simply going to be the origin story that we never saw on screen. Then we have a movie that everyone is super excited for, the Fantastic Four in the MCU. Now, according to some insiders, the Fantastic Four might have already been cast, at least Sue Storm and Reed Richards. However, we do not know the cast of the Fantastic Four yet. Even if they've been cast, we don't know who they are. Unfortunately, the movie's release date got pushed back a few months to February 14th of 2025. They recently got a new writer for the film because they wanted it to be even better than it already was. So make no mistake, Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios, is making sure that this movie is fantastic. Then we have our next Avengers film, Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, coming out May 2nd of 2025. From what we know, this will take place primarily on our main Earth and our main universe, but will most likely end with Kang winning and the Avengers losing, and the multiverse basically going into chaos. This will directly lead into Avengers: Secret Wars, which will be a huge multiversal film. And this film will feature the old Fox X-Men, different versions of the Fantastic Four, including the old versions of the Fantastic Four that we've seen, variants of characters that we know and love. Perhaps we'll even finally see that Tom Cruise superior Iron Man. But make no mistake about it, Marvel Studios is planning on this to be the biggest superhero movie of all time. And that does it for everything with an official release date. But we have plenty of more projects that have been announced by Marvel Studios or that have been announced by insiders or trade companies like Deadline or The Hollywood Reporter that are coming up and have been confirmed that don't have release dates yet, and we'll jump into those now. Now, the first one that I know everybody is wondering about is the new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man 4. Marvel Studios and Sony did already announce that they are in fact working on Spider-Man 4. And according to some insider reports, Tom Holland has signed a 6-movie deal or a 6-project deal to be Spider-Man again in the MCU. 3 of those will be solo Spider-Man movies, the new MCU trilogy, then 2 of those are going to be for Avengers: Kang Dynasty and Avengers: Secret Wars, and then 1 more that we don't know yet, but probably for another team-up project. Spider-Man 4 is expected to release either before the Kang Dynasty or before Avengers: Secret Wars. Then we know that Doctor Strange 3 is supposed to come out before Avengers Secret Wars as well. Obviously, like the end of Doctor Strange 2 led off, this is going to involve Clea and fixing some incursions that happen, which is going to be a major plot point of Secret Wars. So we can assume that this is going to come out probably in 2025 before Secret Wars, maybe in between Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. We also know that there is supposed to be an Eternals 2. However, this is kind of up in the air right now. We haven't gotten any confirmations from Marvel Studios about anything relating to the Eternals 2, but they did set up the movie and they did set up Star Fox and Pip the Troll to appear in Eternals 2. Then, of course, we have the infamous Young Avengers project. Obviously, Marvel Studios has been setting up Young Avengers in the MCU. However, they have said that they aren't doing a Young Avengers film. But according to some insiders, that is correct. They are simply going to call the Young Avengers film Avengers Children's Crusade. And that will feature some of the older Avengers, but it is basically a Young Avengers film nonetheless. Then we have a rumored Moon Knight Season 2. This has not been confirmed really by anybody, but it is expected to happen. The Eternals also set up Kit Harington's The Black Knight. We're unsure if this is going to be a solo project or if he's going to appear in another movie like Blade or another supernatural movie. Then we have Vision Quest, which we don't know a ton about yet. We do know, of course, it's going to be about Vision, but we are assuming it's going to be about Spectral Vision, who we met in WandaVision. No release date at all mentioned for this yet. Then we have Armor Wars. This was originally supposed to be a Disney Plus series, but it is now being made into a movie. Of course, this will star Don Cheadle as Rhodey, aka War Machine, and what we know is it's about what happens when Iron Man technology gets into the wrong hands. And there's even a rumor that Ultron could possibly make his return in this movie. No release date, but it could be expected at the end of 2024, maybe early 2025. Then we have some Wakanda series coming. These are going to be directed by Ryan Coogler as well. Marvel has confirmed this, and there are going to be actually several Wakanda series, not just one. We don't really know much about any of them except the fact that Okoye is going to have her own series, but we don't have release dates for any of them. Then we have Marvel Zombies. This is going to be an animated series. It's going to pretty much be what we saw on the What If Zombies episode. Again, no release date for this, but it is stated that it could come out in 2024. Then we have Shang-Chi 2. Now, there is no release date for this yet, although it is rumored to be coming out before either Kang Dynasty or Secret Wars, because the plot of the movie is said to be pretty important for the upcoming Secret Wars film, especially since the 10 rings are most likely Kang technology. So we are probably looking at a 2025 release date before Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars come out. Then we have the Wonder Man series, and Wonder Man himself is going to be played by Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, and it's rumored that Ben Kingsley is going to be returning as Trevor. We did see him in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, so it doesn't surprise me that he'll show up in the MCU again. No release date for this, but production is set to begin pretty soon for this project, so I would say it'll come out within the next couple of years, probably looking at 2025. Now we get into the more rumored side of things, projects that have been announced by insiders. These include a lot of specials on Disney Plus. Right now it's rumored that we'll get a Mephisto special, a Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday 2 special, a Swamp Thing special, a Silver Surfer special, which should come out before the Fantastic Four movie. So if this is true, we could be getting this late 2024. And to top it all off, a Nova special, which has been confirmed by major trade companies like Deadline. However, we do not have any type of release date attached to that. And those are our MCU films. Let's now jump over to the Sony Spider-Verse movies, because of course they are still Marvel projects, and some of them might actually bleed into the MCU. Now, of course, we have Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse coming very soon in June of 2023 this year. And then we have Beyond the Spider-Verse, which is going to be coming out March 29th of 2024. And Beyond the Spider-Verse could possibly connect to the MCU in live action form. This is what is being speculated because of that title, Beyond the Spider-Verse. And like I mentioned, the trailer for Across the Spider-Verse did mention events that happened in the MCU. Then we have Kraven the Hunter. This is going to be coming in October 2023, and Russell Crowe has recently said that this movie is actually going to be dark. Then we have, again, what is a weird choice by Sony, El Muerto, coming in January of 2024, and he is going to be played by Bad Bunny. Then a very important movie for the Sony Spider-Verse, Madam Web, coming in February of 2024. In the comics, Madam Web is a cosmic entity who can travel the multiverse, and based off of what we know, this is sort of going to be a time travel movie slash multiverse movie. So this could really set up and dive deep into the live action Spider-Verse for Sony. Then it was announced by Deadline that we are going to be getting a Silk series called Spider Society, and this has been ordered by Amazon. No release date for this yet, but it is in the works with Sony and Amazon right now. Then of course we have Venom 3, Tom Hardy's last film as Venom, and we assume that this is going to be an October release date of 2024. And Tom Hardy has very heavily hinted that this movie is going to show his Venom going up against Spider-Man, so fingers crossed for that. Then we have Hypno Hustler, which is another confusing choice by Sony, but Donald Glover is going to be playing Hypno Hustler, which I am excited about. No type of release date attached to this whatsoever. Then we have our Spider-Woman movie. This is going to be directed by Olivia Wilde. This movie is confirmed, although we don't really know much about it, including when this could possibly be coming. But we know of another Amazon series that was ordered by Sony, and that is a Spider-Man Noir series. And to top it all off, we have projects that are going to be about Black Cat and another project that is going to be about Silver Sable. And that does it for all of the Marvel projects that are coming out. Go ahead and let us know your thoughts about all of these in the comments down below, and let us know which ones are your favorite. What are you most looking forward to? Please give the video a like, and don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up to date on all things happening with Marvel, both in the MCU and the Sony Spider-Verse. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.